The truth about royalty and blue blood. The truth about royalty and blue blood. When history describes a person as possessing blue blood, it's shortened for saying, hey, they're royal. Does this mean they actually have blue-colored blood? Of course not. Here's the strange but true story behind this long-established belief. If you have light-colored skin on the inside of your wrist, you might see blue veins snaking down from your palm. Does this mean your blue blood is blue? Nope, it's an optical illusion. The closer your veins are to the surface of your skin, the bluer they appear. However, the simple truth didn't stop Spanish nobles from bragging about the sangre azul, Spanish for blue blood. In the 9th century, they used this expression to differentiate themselves from their Moorish enemies, whose darker skinned wrists were less likely to reveal blue veins. From here, the term blue blood spread across Europe and came to mean a person of aristocratic ancestry. In reality, some living creatures do have blue blood. Lobsters, crabs, and other sea creatures. Last we heard, they're not claiming any thrones yet. And so off to the chapel, the princesses were sent. Okay. And so off to the chapel, the princesses were sent for the sake of their countries. Like Cinderella, who got lucky with her Prince Charming, most princesses were expected to wed without complaints to whomever their family decided. True love, forget about it. Often the princesses were sent far from home, never to encounter their royal parents and siblings again during their lives. Think it was easy to nab a dreamy prince or duke? Not usually. When it came to marriage, it didn't matter if the groom was handsome, smart, or even the same age as his bride-to-be. Nor was it considered a problem if the groom was related by blood. In some cases, this was considered desirable because it helped keep power within a royal family. A princess's life changed when she said, I do. Often marriage would turn her tiara into a crown, making her a queen, which gained her new responsibilities in her adopted country. Most important, the princess was expected to start a family with her new husband, so there would be heirs to inherit the throne. The birth of new princes and princesses meant that royal power would continue into a new generation, bringing political stability to a monarchy. Here's one good princess considered a raging success by the standards of her time. Margaret Fetkula, 1080 to 1130 CE. Wait. Was a princess of Sweden. Her father, King Inge I, arranged for her to marry King Magnus of Norway to ensure peace between their lands. Fetkula translates as peace maiden. After Magnus kicked the bucket 2 years after their wedding, Queen Margaret left Norway. This displeased her subjects, who had expected her to remain. Wait, there's a problem. This displeased her subjects, who had expected her to remain there to keep things peaceful, but Margaret had expected her to remain there to keep things. But Margaret had another husband in mind, King Niels of Denmark. To his credit, Niels recognized that Margaret was smarter than he was. He encouraged her to rule Denmark in his place, giving her power over all she surveyed. If that wasn't fabulous enough, Margaret gave birth to 2 princes, one who survived to inherit the Danish throne after his parents' deaths. Let's break down Princess Margaret's queenly life. Arranged marriage, check. Moving around from country to country, check. Creating peace, check. Ruling a kingdom, check. Providing the king with heirs to his throne, double check. And there's Margaret letting loose the doves of peace from the chapel of love. Was Margaret happy? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? On parchment, she was praised because she did right by Denmark as its ruler. However, no matter how fancy the gowns or respected the crown, a medieval girl toiling in the fields probably wasn't that aware of the nitty-gritty of Margaret's royal situation. But then things shifted on the Who Wants to Be a Princess front. One reason some musicians called troubadours. The troubadours, all singing, all traveling. Let's close our eyes and time travel back 1,000 years. Let's close our eyes and time travel back 1,000 years to the 11th century. It's an era when girls tucked their hair beneath head dresses called wimples, and boys wore dressed like tunics instead of t-shirts. There are no electronics, no cable, TV, no airplanes or Wi-Fi. Even so, some things remain the same. Music makes people happy. Enter the troubadour. Not only did these talented musicians write and compose their own songs, they also performed them. To gain new audiences, they moved from village to village or castle to castle, crooning tunes to appreciative crowds. crowds. Because many troubadour songs were written down, their music survives to this day. They sang in a variety of styles about everything from the adventures of the Crusades to the trials of true love. Their music even encouraged listeners to kick up their heels and dance. A popular song subject was the Princess Lontang, distant princess, a sublimely beautiful royal lady. The composer was totally crushing on Monsieur Emma, musician dude, the Ed Sheeran of his time. In most cases, the troubadour never even laid eyes on the Princess Lontang before penning his lovesick songs in her honor. Her reputation was enough to inflame his internal devotion. In a way, these songs could be viewed as the first instance of princess publicity. They served to spread the idea of what a princess should be, an exquisitely beautiful girl. In the same way, People magazine does today for starlets. One troubadour, Geoffrey Rudel, really bought into the whole Princess Lontang thing. His unnamed biographer wrote that Rudel fell in love with the Countess of Tripoli without seeing her for the praise he heard of her from the pilgrims who came from Antioch. And he composed many songs about her with remarkable melodies but less beautiful verses. The Princess Lontang, who inspired Rudel to write songs of less beautiful verses, was Hodierne of Tripoli, 1110 to 1164, a princess of Jerusalem. The princess gained the title of countess when her father, King Baldwin II of Jerusalem, married her off to Raymond II of Tripoli. The marriage was complicated at best. Hodierne had 3 sisters who schemed behind the scenes with her. In addition, Raymond grew jealous that the countess liked someone else more than him, and that other men really liked her in return. After all, Hodierne was reputed to be beyond gorgeous. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.